Welcome to exercise 9-4, located on page 556. At December 31st, 2014, the receivables balance of Standard Electronics is $300,000. Allowance for doubtful accounts has an $8,900 credit balance. We have the following aging schedule for the accounts receivable. Okay. Requirement number 1: journalize the adjusting entry for doubtful accounts based on the aging schedule. Show the T account for the allowance at December 31st, 2014. All right, so what they're saying is, look, you've got this unadjusted balance of $8,900, but it needs to be adjusted to bring it into line with what it should be. We don't know what it should be yet, but we can work that out because we have the aging of accounts receivable in front of us, and it tells us right here what the estimated percent uncollectible is. So how are we going to do this? Well, each one of these is going to have an amount we're going to calculate, and then we're going to add it all up together, and that will be the amount, or what the allowance for doubtful accounts should be, and then we'll do a journal entry to get it to that balance. So of the most current stuff, from 1 to 30 days, you've got $140,000 worth, and 1/2 of 1%. So 140,000 times 0.005 is going to be $700. So we expect to not collect $700 of this 140,000. 2% of 80,000 is 1,600. 6% of 70,000 is 4,200. And finally, 50%, so half of anything over 90 days we're estimating is uncollectible. That is $5,000. Okay, so let's add these guys up. And that should give us 11,500. Okay. So that's what the allowance for doubtful accounts should be, right? So if we go ADA to T account, it has a beginning balance of 8,900. We're told an unadjusted amount, right? And we've just figured out what it should be. So at the end of the day, it should have a balance of 11,500, right? And so what we're looking for now is the right amount. It's going to be a credit. We know that, right? Because it has to go up from 8,900 to 11,500. The right amount to put in that box. That's going to be our journal entry, and that's going to be $2,600, right? So the journal entry then is, do we have a date? December 31st. We are going to debit bad debt expense. $2,600. And credit allowance for doubtful accounts, $2,600, to bring it into line to get it to its correct ending balance of $11,500. All right, so that was requirement number 1. Requirement number 2 is show how they will report accounts receivable on its balance sheet. Okay, well, so blah, 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 balance sheet, assets, current assets, right? So under the heading of current assets, we'd have cash of whatever. And then we will have accounts receivable, $300,000 less allowance for doubtful accounts I'm not actually abbreviating here, just squishing it all in. And that was 11,500. So net accounts receivable 288,500. Okay, and so that's requirement number 2. Requirement number 3: suppose all the facts of the situation are the same except the allowance for doubtful accounts has a $900 debit balance. Calculate the amount of the adjusting entry. Okay, well, let's go back and do our T account business, I guess. All right, so same as what we did here. So 3 ADA, and what did it say? $900 debit balance to begin with, and we know it's got to end up with 11,500. So we're looking for that, and that works out to 12,400, right? So we have to actually bring it from a debit position into a credit position. So it's going to take $12,400 here in order to end up with the 11,500. Remember, it's the ending amount that counts here. And that concludes the exercise.